Hello my friends, my family, esteemed colleagues. Since we are in this new world already, although many of us still don't realize it, it is absolutely crucial to start understanding quantum field and frequency. More and more in my writings, in my articles, and now also through videos, I am going to be talking quantum. Now, what does that mean? I'm going to be referring to frequencies. What does frequency mean? I explained that basically the essence of everything is vibration, because everything is made out of energy under specific vibration. What creates the vibration is sound, and impulses of sound, depending how fast the impulses, this is we calling frequency. They create waves of expansion, which when they collide with other waves of expansion, because the sound is coming from different locations, they create this secret geometry of points of contact. And there is indefinite number of connections, and since we have the word indefinite, it means that if there is indefinite type of number of connections, there is also indefinite amount of possibilities. Nothing is limited. But when we are talking about health, and this is what my videos and my articles are all about, we have to understand that from a quantum point, our body is a construct of a huge orchestra, where not just every cell, but every atom, every electron is a particular instrument, and together they are vibrating in harmony. When the vibration of the body is harmonic, we have no diseases. We feel fabulous. Now, every cell has particular frequency that identifies it. How do we know we identify it? Because there are many cells. Well, we can see them and we see, oh, this is one cell, this is another, and this is another. Which means, although the frequencies are very similar because they are still translated by our processor in the brain as a separate entity, there is slight difference. Otherwise, it will be one thing. So every cell has a slight marker of the frequency that our brain recognizes it as an individual part. But then together they create organ, and the organ then has its overall vibration. It's like if you have an orchestra, and now you have a line of violinists, line of cellists, line of trumpets, line of drums, pianos, whatever. Those could be different organs. Now, each organ separately, if all the violins are perfectly tuned, music is fabulous, which means the liver, which let's say are the violins, is flawless, functions perfectly. Now it's enough for one violin between all of them to have one string slightly out of tune. Well, immediately we can pick out, doesn't sound good. Well, this may again in our body represent that now some actions of liver are not working properly. The liver is out of tune. Everything is frequency. Everything. Essence is frequency. That our brain, when it receives it, so it has to receive it, processes it through the processor that it has, depending how the program is created. And we are all programmed. This frequency then are our experiences. If it's something physical, then it is presented to us through light, as a light image, as a hologram. Everything that we see is hologram. Only this is way more sophisticated system than our holograms that we make. And because of brain's programming, this hologram also has characteristics. So it is, things are hard or soft or liquidy or gassy or smelly. What we don't see through eyes, some frequencies we are not presented through eyes, but they are still frequencies. So we can sense them. They are our sensations. When you feel pain, when you feel sadness or bitterness, taste, smells, those are also frequencies which are not shown to us through eyes, through light, but through our senses. Since in quantum world of frequencies, senses do not cannot be picked up, because again it's just frequency. The only way we can have sensations, sense something, is if we process it through this processor, through the brain, which means we have to materialize first, and this is our purpose here. Because whatever we experience, and this is why we are here, because through our experience we are feeding back the field of energy, conscious energy, that we call our Creator, God, and enrich its knowledge. And we are part of it. And because we have been granted permission to create ourselves, we can manifest. We are gods. We can manifest anything. The only reason why we feel we cannot manifest, the thing don't happen instantly, is because of doubt, and again because of the programming. We have to change the program. Now, how important is to know about these frequencies? Because this machine, this brain of ours, is basically a computer. So it calculates, and calculates very fast, and processes it through the installed programs and makes decisions. If now using this now in purpose of health, if you are thinking, again, brain active, and you are thinking, oof, I cannot breathe well, I have little thoughts, oh, I think flu is coming. Well, these are thoughts. Now, we have been told, even through teaching of Jesus, that we have to be careful what we think. Now, why? Because we are creators. Now, it's not enough to want something and think about it. To manifest it, you have to believe it. And we have to really have faith, unconditional faith in it. This is why I say we are not creating with our thoughts. We are creating with our expectations. You are expecting something to happen because all the information that your brain possesses are telling your brain that this is how it should be, this is what should happen. And once when you get convinced, your faith becomes strong and things happen. Now, this brain can be used to make you healthy or to make you sick, and it can do it instantly. Again, we are playing with frequencies. This is why many things cannot be explained by medical science. How come that one person that is full of cancer and all of a sudden gets healed? Happens very often, very frequently. What is the mechanism? Again, it is the thought. Some people had a death experience, short period of death experience, and they actually met another spirit or spoke directly to the Creator and said, "Oh, I love it here, but I have children, the child, somebody has to take care of it. I need to go back." And if the wish was granted, the person was assassinated and all of a sudden started healing and healed completely. Because the doubt is gone. Now faith is, yes, I was told everything will be fine. You relax and you allow the healing. Your best friend and your worst enemy is your mind. Not the brain, mind. Because brain will do and calculate. Your mind will accept or not. And usually when programs are set in, we have been told something about something and we believe it. Then when another version of the same thought comes, well, your program that is set in already will say, I cannot be true because I know the truth and the truth is different. This is why we have so many people hating Trump. They know nothing about him. They only know what they have been told. And they create their opinion and nothing can change their opinion because they know who Trump is. I'm just talking about Trump now, but anybody and anything. This is why doctors, it is so difficult to convince them that what they know is bad, that they are doing bad things, they are being trained to do wrong things. They just cannot accept it because they are convinced, we have been convinced. This is why we have these 5 years of heavy studying, reading the same baloney, false information and loading it in the brain and then given titles and look, this is, but now you have to do as we tell you, because if not, yep, title goes away, and without title, well, what am I going to do? We have to get rid of these titles because they only stay in a way. The best healers are healers, not doctors. Jungle people, people who have never seen school. Why? Because they understand frequency. They just touch your hand and they see what is happening with your body. They can just look in your eyes. They can just come into your presence. They don't even have to be there. They can be on the other side of the planet. And they can tell you everything about you and your health and what to do and heal you. Because frequency field, we are all immersed in it. And information is instantaneous. Because it is the same. We are one. One, not only we people, but we everything, the whole sea of energy, the whole universe. We are all one. Now, thoughts are crucial. And we say often, well, if you want to structure water and you want it to have good vibration, then you can put there you can write on a glass, a piece of paper, and write love, healing, and the water is going to structure in this manner. But how about if you speak a different language? And if you, instead of water, put voda, like in Croatia, or German Wasser. How does the water know? Because the words are symbols, nothing more. You don't even have to write anything on it like this. You can make a dots or a circle or mark, and you can make same marks. But when you are thinking, when you are making the mark, let's say line, and you say, okay, this line represents love, this line represents health, this line represents happiness. And it will be same result as if you have written the words. Because you are basically empowering, making the line to vibrate in particular frequency of your thought amplified through your speech. You don't even have to say, you can just hold it in the mind as a thought and say, as a thought, this represents this, this represents this. We have done many tests on this. And I think I have a video explaining dowsing and how we got to the information. And that, for example, infinity sign means infinity if you think it means infinity. If you put your thought in it saying this is infinity. But you can also make infinity sign and say this is an elephant. And it will resonate to elephant. This is why you do not have to know the frequency. You just have to create a thought. This is based off telepathic communication. You don't need language, you don't need words. Thought. Because thought represents the frequency that you are now sending. So recipient will know automatically what you thought, what you mean. And you can be talking in Spanish and he can be talking in German or Polish. But meaning, the frequency will be the same. Very often, since English is my second, third language, and I was never very particular about things, and rushing, I even misspell things. Sometimes I just misspell it because there's so many, in English, so many words that sound the same, And only when you write them, because it's different spelling, it's different meaning. Like weak and weak. Weak, having no power, or weak, day of a week. Difference in the spelling. But it's a huge difference in thought. You know right away what it is. If you say it, could be the same. So it is the thought that counts. Now, let's say you have problem with the heart. Let's say a valve of a heart is damaged. Now you want to heal your valve of the heart. Many expensive medication, they're just poisoning you. You have a liquid crystal, cold water. You have a mind, you have a brain. Think, I have healthy heart valve. This water is programmed for my healthy heart valve. What are you doing? You are structuring the water with a frequency of healthy heart valve. When you will be drinking the water, this is your medicine. That is going to be healing your valve of your heart. Whatever disease you have, or wherever you have a problem, because these don't exist, it's just vibration is off. So you create proper, healthy vibration. So don't say, oh, this water is going to fix my diseased heart. Well, heart disease, fine. You have diseased heart and you will continue having diseased heart. Don't put thought of things that you don't want to manifest. Remember, everything is frequency. Your thought represents the frequency. We see the best on cancer. Contrary to what we have been told, the brain does not produce energy, no more than any other organ. Well, slightly more because it's more energy hungry, so it has to produce for its own use, but doesn't produce nearly, I don't know, almost nothing from what energy it actually spends, uses. Because brain is transmitter, transducer, receives. Well, for receiving we don't need any energy, very little, just to keep it going. But to transmit, further you transmit, the more powerful signal you have to make. And brain transmits universally. So every thought is using energy of a nuclear explosion. You need 20 kilowatts just to transmit through radio few kilometers. Now can you imagine universally? And brain does it. The energy is being produced by heart chakra. Here. Because it's a human body's toroidal field. You have energy coming from above, from below, colliding in a center, expanding and returning. One out, one down. Bingo, puff, puff. And this is the rotation. You are producing the energy. You don't need to eat for it. You don't need to breathe it. You are producing it. The reason why you have to breathe and eat and do all this crap is because of this programming. It's all because of experiences. And that's why it's only one proper food for this body, because of frequencies. It's an electronic robot. And no matter what you do, you are going to harm it if you don't put the proper frequency there. Well, not harm, you'll just make it out of tune. And then you have to bring it back, otherwise you feel bad. It's probably a lot to swallow, because I'm investigating this and making experiments and testing it for many years already. So to me, everything is very simple. You know, I cannot wait to clear the old programs out, which is going to happen with radiation that we are going to go through soon. And then we can start using this knowledge, this new knowledge, that you can manifest anything. So now while you can occasionally have some fabulous meal that is not really healthy for you, but you love the taste, you like it, try it, have it, and then cleanse later on. Because you want to record all the taste, smells, the look. Because in near future, you want to have steak à poivre, steak with pepper sauce. Well, all you have to do is close your eyes and imagine, okay, I want it this big and this thick, and I want this sauce, and then you recall the taste, the smell, the flavors, the tenderness, and you open your eyes and it's sitting right in front of you. Because you will just create it. This is where we are going. But at this point, we have to understand that every cell, every organ in our body is an orchestra of frequencies which have to be in tune. If they get out of tune, we may get sick. What keeps us resilient not to be affected by these different frequencies that we are exposing ourselves to? Like when you cook food, you are heating it, you are changing frequency. How do you know that you have changed frequency of the food? Because the food itself has changed. Everyone knows that a raw steak looks, smells, and tastes differently than cooked steak or grilled steak. Same is with any other type of food, vegetables, fruits, whatever. It changes. Why change? Because frequency have changed, and now your brain is interpreting it in a different way. And now when you eat it, now this changed frequency that is very close, it still describes the same thing. You know that you are eating meat. You know you are eating steak. Or you know you're eating potato. But has a different frequency. Your cells have no clue what you are eating. They just sense frequencies coming. And it's different than their frequency. And it can be changed. Now your cells are resilient to this frequency. What makes them resilient? What is this immune system? Immunity to shift the frequency. It's the strength of the field, which depends on voltage. The higher is the voltage, cellular voltage in this case, or voltage of organ as a whole, the more resilient it is to change. Has nothing to do with your, what we call immune system, white blood cells. Absolutely nothing. There's nothing to do with immunity. They are the cleansing stuff. They are the sweepers, the cleaners. Not your immunity. Your immunity is your voltage. Prevents the vibration of your cell, the good vibration, to be altered by this weakling of wrong vibration. But then, if this wrong vibration is in your body, and all of a sudden you go and lose energy, lose voltage. Let's say the fastest way to lose voltage is fear, shock. Ping! Voltage goes down, and now this energy gets weak, gets still same vibration, but weaker. And now this little vibration goes chuk, chuk, chuk. And now it changes slightly vibration, and you get sick. This is how your herpes comes out. This is how any kind of a disease occurs in the body. It's all physics, has nothing to do with chemistry. This is why we don't have biophysics in schools, so we don't get to this knowledge. But they make us to learn all this stupid formula of biochemistry, which is completely unimportant when you talk about health. Yes, if you are creating plastics and you need chemistry, but for health, you don't need it. Why are people that can drink poison, which is very strong bad frequency, that body needs time to adjust, that if it doesn't have this time, it may kill you. And some people can drink it and nothing happens, because they can strengthen the voltage. You do it with faith. You have absolute faith that nothing is going to happen, but you don't think nothing is going to happen, because this is already very tricky thought. You have faith in divine, faith in your knowledge and understanding, faith in God, Allah, Krishna, whatever gives you the faith, unconditional faith. This is why you can have amber and you touch it and it burns you right away. But then if you trust the Guru, and the Guru blesses you and says, I am my child, now you can walk, nothing will happen to you. And you have this trust in this person, you can walk right on and nothing is going to happen, because you send the message, the thought, you are convinced absolutely nothing can happen. Why? Because you are resilient to this frequency. We have to take a good grasp on this frequency stuff, because this is not any more future. We are there, we are here now, we are learning, we have to understand it. And this is what faith is all about. Understanding and have total belief in this truth. And nothing can touch you. Bullet cannot touch you. Nothing can touch you. Nothing can change your frequency when your belief becomes complete. Okay, I think I took enough of your time for today. Just think about it a little bit. Do some investigation. Do some testing. If you know how to use pendulum, if you know how to dowse, if you know kinesiology, do it. Make science. Take a produce from a market and put it on one side of the room. On the other side of the room, you just put them apart. On the other side, you make any kind of sign, and just say, this represents toxic herbicide and pesticides. And then, if you're a dowser, you with the rods, you walk in between those two fields, and if they are the same, the rods are going to tell you they are the same. They will either, whatever is yes for you, either open or closed. And then what you do, you can approach your sign and you will see it will close, and you can approach whatever you are testing, your fruit or vegetables, and if they close, it means that they have the same frequency, because your body senses it and lets you know. You are doing the moving of your hands. You are doing the moving of the pendulum. But subconsciously you're allowing your innate to come out and move your hand and show you yes or no. Answer is there for everything. Nothing can be hidden anymore. Once we know the truth, nothing can be hidden. Do some experimenting. It's fun. Love you all. Until next time. Bye.